What's going on, everyone? Now, first, before we get into Impact Wrestling for May the 8th, yep, May 2014, why didn't anyone tell me that Vince Russo was back? Or he had a kid and they injected his DNA into Christy Hemme or something because it's been going crazy ever since Christy Hemme got that little piece of creative control. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I'm really confused at this point. But first, let me apologize because I wanted to do a review on Extreme Rules, and it just wasn't in the cards, guys. I'm sorry. It really wasn't. I was like, I want to do this review because I did a prediction show. Well, I do a prediction show if you're not gonna do a review, right? That's what I was saying. But I didn't even get to watch Extreme Rules until like Tuesday, and then by the time I watched it, it was probably too late to even do a review of it for people to actually even want to watch it. But that's what happens. Sometimes you gotta not do something in order to actually do it or something. I don't know what I was gonna say. So, wait, because I didn't do the review, I actually did do the. No, it's not what I meant. Anyway, I didn't get to do it because of my schedule. It's finally, and that's what's been going on with me and not reviewing Raw. I don't only review TNA, I promise. It's just, it just seems like it because I missed Extreme Rules and I missed Raw. That's what happened. That's my fault. But I told you when I first came up with this podcast, we're gonna look at every aspect of wrestling possible, right? And I have some interviews in the works. I got one from a fan and one from a company that is an all women's wrestling company. So I got two interviews, hoping to get them on here soon, sometime soon. Would be great. So, and I'm also, I'm all, just because the podcast didn't go up, don't mean I wasn't working. It doesn't mean that I necessarily wasn't doing things, trying to get some kind of stuff for you guys. But let's get into this Impact Wrestling review right about now. So we got, first we had an Eric Young Bobby Roode promo. We did. We had an Eric Young Bobby Roode promo, and I'm thinking at first, history feud? Maybe. Might be a history feud. Because they're like, we got a lot of history, yada yada yada. But then Bobby Roode says, I want to battle you one more time. One more match. One more match. He wants that one more match like Christian wants. So when he said it one more time, I was like, maybe not. Or nah. But they basically shook on and EY was gonna battle Bobby Roode, but EY goes to the MVP's office in the back. MVP's like, I need to see you. And EY's like, alright, cool. You know how EY is. I don't know if he said that exactly, he probably did. But that's okay. EY's like, you know what, I'll come see you. So EY goes to see him. And he's like, you can't book your own matches. You're the champion, but you're not the director of wrestling operations, the duo or whatever we're calling them, the duo, the duo, the duo, the duo. It's like duo, but duo. Yeah. Anyway, you're not the director of wrestling operations, right? So no match, says MVP. So are we getting a night off for EY? What? Huh? I'm surprised we're getting a night off from EY. Says MVP. You're taking the night off, sir. What's gonna happen? Okay. But then we have the next match. First we have no. So I was like, Vince Russo is back in TNA, right? Obviously, because first we have no main championship match tonight, and the next match between the Knockouts, the Beautiful People and Brittany. No, the beautiful Brittany, the Beautiful People versus Brittany and Madison Rain was an evening gown match. Yep, you gotta strip your opponent's evening gown off of them. Hmm. Sounds very Vince Russo-esque. Really does. So, I'm thinking, is Christy Hemme and Vince Russo, they're like, now I'm thinking, is Christy Hemme the new Vince Russo? Or did they like take a shred of Vince Russo's creative DNA, put it into Christy Hemme? Because ever since I heard of Christy Hemme getting this creative control, this like portion of creative control, she's on the creative team now. There's been some weird stuff happening with the Samuel Shaw and her angle, and now we're getting an evening down match. And now, what? The fighting champion is not going to defend his title? What are you saying? What are you doing, TNA? But I feel like Vince Russo is like back. It feels like this is like Vince Russo booked TNA. Like, especially when I tell you especially when you hear about the last part of this show. But you know, I but back to the actual match. You know, if you can even call an evening out match an actual match, don't really know. It looks like I don't even know. I didn't know what to call this. But you know, you got the evening out event, I guess. But you know, I was thinking, you know, you got Brittany in the ring. I'm like, yes. I'm like, thank you, finally, because Brittany is finally in the ring. Like, hashtag push Brittany last week, and now Brittany's in the ring. We're making strides, baby. I'm still hoping ODB comes back though, because she's tweeting all the time, but never on the show. But I'm thinking this is like a creative storyline or something. It's like a creative storyline or something. Vince Russo books TNA. But we had that epic, I don't know if you saw it, it was a handspring splash. I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty cool that Brittany did. And then she gets eliminated. So Brittany gets buried after she does the biggest spot of the match. Okay. GG. GG TNA. GG TNA. But, another hairspray win again from the beautiful people. But the last two people in the match was Angelina Love. Well, I guess it's a word. What am I doing? What am I doing? Speak English, DJ. What are you doing? Well, the last two people, though, it was Angelina Love and Madison Rayne. So I'm expecting some kind of title match between them sometime soon. Some kind of title rematch, I guess, because they already fought earlier in the month at Sacrifice. So at Slammiversary, there's probably going to be some kind of title match between them. Probably be some kind of title match because we have a long time before Slammiversary. So I really expect there to be some kind of title match in between as well. But we got, I mean, after that match, so Angelina Love won by cheating tactics of the hairspray to the eye. I can't see. Anyway, we had the Graham and Magnus promo. I thought his name was Brad. Turns out it was Graham. It's probably I probably still don't have it right. It's like something else that rhymes with Brad and Graham. Be Sam. Just be a plain name like Sam, and I'd be like, what? But we got Graham and Magnus in a promo backstage. Only thing I took from this is maybe there's a potential feud coming between them, but I'm hoping maybe there's even like a tag team brewing between them because obviously TNA and the tag team division, there's not much to it. You know, you got the Wolves and the Bowmans and Bad Influence, but I don't even think they're even under contract anymore. But you know, that's pretty much how that went. Next we had EC3 versus Kurt Angle. The interesting thing to take of note here was that Kurt Angle's knee buckled twice. And you know, it could be just storyline, and I've heard that a lot of times TNA uses the X that usually represents real injuries in storyline fashion as well. But I don't know. I don't know if this was real or not. I don't know how to take this. Because Kurt Angle, you know, he buckled his knees, like I heard something pop, which could easily just be storyline, right? But then again, the referee put up the X, which usually means it's a real injury. But then again, like when I was reading, I was looking at hashtag hashtag Impact Live on Twitter, and I see, you know, I see torn ACL, torn ACL, torn ACL, torn ACL. So it's like Kurt Angle has a torn ACL now. Like he just came back. Can he, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with EC3. if he can't feud with Kurt Angle, because that was like the main feud. That's probably like probably gonna be one of the best feuds of the year, in my opinion. And obviously, this is gonna put Kurt Angle on the shelf for probably about a year at that. If it's real, obviously. So EC3 does stay undefeated. He was working the leg to get the patented leg lock, and then you know the referee did he call? No, he didn't call it the match. It was like a sneaky type pin that EC3 got. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen with this EC3 Kurt Angle storyline. Um, if the injury is real, I guess we'll hear about that sometime soon as well. So next you got, obviously, if you remember on last week's Impact, Bully Ray and Dixie Carter were banned from the Impact Zone until like further notice or whatever by MVP. And Joe Bully was like, there's only one option. I've got to go to Nashville. Excuse me. And Bully goes to Nashville. He's in Dixie. He's trying to find Dixie's office because he's trying to find Dixie Carter. And freaking Spud, dude. Spud is the greatest. Like, with the combination of his suits and his character, it's just, he's like the greatest ever right now. I'm loving Spud, dude. So you got, Spud said he's gonna get physical with Bully Ray. Gonna put him through a table. You know, he's gonna put Bully Ray through a table. He didn't say that, but you can see, you can tell. Spud had the fire in his eyes. Madam Dixie, you cannot mess with her. I'm gonna get physical with you, sir. So Spud's gonna get physical with Bully Ray. And then Bully Ray's like, alright, Spud. Alright, Spud. He picks him up and just carries him to where Dixie's office is. And you know, all throughout the office, all you see is Bully fears Dixie, Bully fears Dixie, t-shirts saying Bully fears Dixie, the entire freaking everything. Every piece of merchandise there, every monitor was like Bully fears Dixie, Bully fears Dixie. So basically Bully Ray books this big meetings. It's very important, crucial meeting. Everyone must be there. Spud's like, everyone? What? What? And Spud's gotta go find Bully. And what turns out happening? What's going on actually is Bully trying to change the motto, and he's like, Spud, you know what? I'll leave. Okay, I'll leave if you drink a beer with me. So he pours Spud a beer in a cup. Spud freaking cheers him and spills like half the beer. He goes to drink it. Bully picks him up and puts him through a table. I thought it was pretty great. The next match we had was the tag team title match between the Wolves and the Bromans. It was a ladder match. So we got a new tag team. Not really new tag team. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, when are we gonna have some new tag teams? I'm hoping it's sometime soon, because we don't have. I mean, we only have what, 2 legit tag teams. I mean, you kind of got Bad Influence, but I don't even think they're re-signing with TNA. So I don't know if I can really call them an actual tag team at this point. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign with TNA. So we'll see what happens with that. One good spot in this was the double foot stomp on the ladder. That was pretty epic. The way he hit, I think it was Davey Richards hit that. That was a cool little spot. And then also the suplex to the outside of the ring. Like, I don't know if this was a botch or if they were just trying to make it look something. Just they were trying to do something to make it look cool. But wow, dude, like freaking Eddie Edwards picked Jesse. I think it was Jesse. He picked Jesse up, and he doesn't just like throw him over the top rope. He keeps his grip on it and falls over the top rope with him. It was like ridiculous. I was like, was that supposed to happen? I was confused for a second. I was like, was that even supposed to happen or what? You know. But we got the and what surprised me though was the We Want Zima chants. There was some We Want Zima chants, which was great, because I love Zima Ion, dude. And freaking, the Wolves were going up the ladder to take down the belts, obviously. And Zima Ion climbs up both of them, climbs up the ladders, and they do that little throwing spot. When he first did this, I thought he was gonna take both of the titles in and just leave the bro bands and like go back to the X Division with both of the tag titles or something. But they just threw him off the thing, which, which is expected. They haven't had a title for long, so, you kind of expect them to keep them for a little bit at least. So next you had the Menagerie, and I don't know about you, but bruh, Nox's girlfriend or wife, I don't know what she is. I think she might be his wife, storyline one. She may be his wife in real life. I don't know. Haven't checked up on this girl, but that girl, oh, she got it going on. she does indeed. But she was doing the little fire thing both times she was doing it, and I was like, okay, she got the talent. Okay, I see. And then, well, when we went to commercial, we came back. We had Kazarian versus Nux, and I was like, Kazarian? What? Kazarian back? But Kazarian pretty much got buried in this match. I don't think Kazarian's gonna be back. I don't know what the heck was this Menagerie's entrance like. There was some ridiculous things. The characters TNA has, like, TNA has some of the weirdest characters. Even Nux, I thought when I've seen Nux's video packages, I thought he was a pretty serious dude. But even Nux is kind of out there as well. I mean, you got Willow, you got Spud, you got these. I mean, at least he's not really a crazy character. But you got Spud, Willow, and this Menagerie, whatever this is. Hoping they actually try to take him out of the Menagerie too, because they got Crazy Steve and the Force or the Object. I don't know what this guy's called. The Muscle. I think it's what it is. Pretty sure it's the Muscle. They got him, so I'm hoping they do something with him. But with them two, put them in a tag team, and then we can have more tag teams. But Kaz pretty much got buried in this match, so Kaz did lose this match. Pretty much got buried, and that was pretty much it. Oh, by the way, the Wolves did win the last match. I don't know if I said that. Sometimes I'll be forgetting stuff, and, be messing up. But Kaz pretty much got buried. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure Kaz and Christopher Daniels are done with TNA, but I'm not sure, because this is the first time Kaz has been booked in like 2 months. It's been forever since Kaz has been booked, so it's gonna be interesting to see what goes on with Kaz and Christopher Daniels, to see if they're gonna come back, because they're one of the few tag teams that TNA does have. So if they did come back, it would be great if they came back, but hoping they do. I guess we'll see. Next we had Willow and Magnus, and when Willow was coming out to the ring, I was thinking, man, I had no idea I would like Willow as much as I do. Like, Willow is a great character, dude. Like, I don't know why I like him so much, but, I mean, I thought he was just going to be, like, just a straight-up carbon copy of Jeff Hardy. And don't get me wrong, he does a lot of similar things that Jeff Hardy does. And I guess it goes with the alter ego territory, he's the alter ego. Instead of them putting him as a completely different guy, he turns into the alter ego Jeff Hardy. So, it makes sense. And pretty much, this match was going, and then Willow was on the apron, and Graham pulls him off and throws him into the step. And Graham's like, "This is how you do it, Magnus." So I don't know if I'm expecting a feud, because Magnus didn't really like the way he went about it. So I don't know if I'm expecting a feud or if I'm expecting a tag team between Graham and Magnus. And also, Willow doesn't take your crap. Willow does not care. So Willow's not gonna care right now. Willow's the whole, "You got your issues. Samoa Joe has his issues. MVP Eric Young has their issues. But these are not the issues of Willow." Willow has his own issues, okay? So I don't think Willow's gonna take this. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen between Graham, Magnus, and Willow, like where this is gonna go. Can we have a 3-person feud? That'd be beautiful. I feel like the first time I've seen that in a long time. It feels like, I mean, I guess I saw it at WrestleMania, but yeah. that would be cool to see. So you got, I mean, I just don't think Willow is gonna take that. I just don't. I can't see Willow being like, well, you beat the crap out of, you beat the crap out of me, yeah, and I'm just gonna take it. You know, I don't think Willow is gonna take it. So I couldn't see Willow actually just taking this. So you got, well, the next segment was the last segment of the night. So the Willow Magnus match was the main event. And then you had another segment between MVP and Eric Young because MVP is going to tell Eric Young who his number one contender is for his title. Because he said it's going to be someone he's never faced before. My first thought was Joe because, and then I had to think about it, I'm like, him and Joe have been in the company forever, so they've had to face each other at least one time, right? Well, I don't know. So I was still going with my Joe, going strong with Samoa Joe versus EY, right? And MVP's like, it's gonna be someone you never faced before. So MVP comes out, he's like, let me introduce your. I told you I was gonna introduce your opponent. Let me introduce your opponent. I'm gonna. Here he comes. He didn't say a name, so it kind of had you thinking maybe heel turn, but it kind of had you thinking maybe this was just this. It was trying to create suspense. Like it's more suspenseful if he says here's your opponent, plays his music, and he comes out. Then it would be if he says, your opponent is, bam, then you already know, you know. If you have to play the music, then it's a little different. So he calls for the music, nothing plays. He calls for the music again, nothing plays. He's like, oh, is he late, or I don't know what's going on. So basically, MVP attacks him. And MVP is a no more contender. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested to see what's going to happen since MVP Eric Young thing because MVP, I don't know. MVP has been wrestling a lot more. He's been like that hands-on type of guy. And I know people are going to be like, oh, here's TNA copying, like, TNA is copying freaking WWE again, authority figure versus a superstar. But then again, people got to think, WWE's been around for so long, you know, pretty much anything you do is going to copy it. And for two, there's been a lot of companies doing authority versus a superstar storyline, authority versus a superstar storyline. You know what I mean? ROH did it, WWE did it, and TNA they've already done it. They did it with the Dixie Carter thing. They're just doing more with it. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen with this MVP versus Eric Young thing. I'm still wondering where Joe is though. Samoa Joe was, you know, he was getting his push, and then, you know, Eric Young kind of came out of nowhere, and now Samoa Joe's like off the face of the earth at this point. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with Joe. Like, what's gonna happen as far as Joe goes? Like, wait, is he gonna come back sometime soon, or I really don't know what's gonna happen with Samoa Joe. I hope something happens though. I hope he does something, you know. I hope he comes back and, you know, he's upset. He comes back. This could actually potentially turn into something. I don't want Eric Young to lose right away as far as MVP goes. But if they were gonna do something with MVP, then what would probably happen is it would be MVP would win the title. Maybe not at Slammiversary, but we got a long time until Slammiversary. So the build-up's gonna be interesting. I mean, we got like a month till Slammiversary. So the build-up's gonna be interesting to see like what's gonna happen. But I also want to see like what in the world is gonna happen. You know, is Joe gonna come back as a face and do something with that? Like do something against MVP because MVP's just, you know, MVP's like he's been a trustworthy guy, but not necessarily to Joe, I guess. I think Joe has kind of been like, I haven't never got my fair shot. You owe me my fair shot. So we'll see what happens. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. The Instant Wrestling Podcast. Hope it didn't sound weird. I know I've been away for about a week, and you know, might sound a little weird because I haven't been doing this for a while. But guys, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. DJ Bill signing off. Peace.